Hello, my name is Natalie Meyers, and I'm the Chief Program Officer at Research International. Today, I'll be sharing my WomenLift project, Scaling the Pioneering Women in Reconstructive Surgery program. So first, let's set the scene. Global surgery is a huge unmet need. 5 billion people do not have access to safe, affordable, and timely surgical care. That means that every 2 seconds, somebody dies from a neglected surgical disease. That death toll is 5 times greater than HIV, TB, and malaria all combined. So what could we do about this at Research? It's essential for us to do this work with an equity approach when we only have 3 female surgeons for every 1 million people living in LMICs. And these stats come to life when we meet these women pioneers on the ground doing the work. This is Dr. Natalie Matanga, the only plastic and reconstructive surgeon in her country of Zambia. That means that even some of her burn patients who've been waiting months and sometimes even years to get care, when they come to her, are confused and think that she's a nurse and would prefer to wait for the real doctor to come. So not only is Natalie dealing with a very male-dominated surgical world and hospital administration, but even dealing with the cultural effects from her patients themselves. So we knew we needed to do something to better support these women. We partnered with SkinCeuticals, a L'Oreal company, to launch the Powers program, where we do what we do best and provide technical surgical training to these women, and also wanted to provide leadership and mentorship support so that they could better address the needs in their home country. For my project specifically, I wanted to take the existing Powers program and finally launch the mentorship program we had hoped to, implement an evaluation strategy so we could better display this huge impact we knew we were having, and start cultivating an alumni network so that the women who were graduating from the program could start to benefit. So I put my nose to the grindstone and developed a scope of work to hire a new consultant to manage the leadership portion, interviewed and hired that new person, co-created metrics with them to better measure the impact. And the most exciting portion for me was launching the mentorship program, where we were getting the best and the brightest from across the US, linked up with the best and the brightest in LMICs. But as I continued through my WomenLift journey, I really had to stop, to pause and reflect about my deeper core values as a woman leader, supporting women leaders. So you see, that woman I introduced you at the beginning of my presentation, Dr. Natalie Matanga, tragically passed away right before I started my personal leadership program. And as we were doing the deep work, thinking about our core values, I couldn't help but keep thinking about her inspiring words that she left us with.
And I hope to be the leader that is needed and teach a whole battalion of women to be leaders as well, because I definitely do not want it to end at me.
So how could I ensure this impact did not end with her, that it did not end with me? I needed to think about my core values around love, authenticity, and connection. And with that, I picked my head up and launched and created a new scholarship that we got endowed in Natalie's name. And these are 3 of the women that are ensuring that that legacy does not end with Natalie and continues all around the globe. Aside from the scholarship, there's so much more work to be done for these mentees to become mentors themselves, to launch a better structured alumni network, create new modalities of training, and looking at the longer term impact of all these women leaders. But I know I can't do it alone, and I know I'll be leaning more on my incredible network of women leaders through WomenLift. And the opportunity is great. You may see that there's the huge burden of disease in global surgery, but there's also incredibly talented surgeons out there ready to do this work, and there's currently no institutional funding for it. So please come and join me. This transformation starts with each of us, and I hope that you'll want to participate as well. Thank you. And a huge thank you to my huge community of WomenLift network and leaders.